What's up, Fantasy Guru subscribers? This is Ben Kukanis, editor and webmaster here at FantasyGuru.com. We just released a new layout and format for the site, so I wanted to give you a quick video tutorial to help you navigate through the new site. I'll also be posting more specific videos, things that are geared towards the projections and geared towards using FantasyGuru more efficiently. So I'll release more videos on that, but for now I wanted to give you a quick tour on the new site itself and help you find things that maybe you're not accustomed to, items in different places. I also put together a general navigation guide as a support guide. So if you don't feel like watching this whole video, easy access to the support guide. It's called General Navigation Guide, full with explanations and screenshots to help you. What I want to do in this video is just go from top to bottom, show you where everything is. So if we start up here, our shopping cart icon in the top right, the top menu, that's your shopping cart. If you need to renew your subscription, here's where you're going to go. Next over here, we'll take you to the forums, take you to the community. A point I want to drive home is the forums, the login is different than your regular FantasyGuru.com login. Currently, we have it set this way for anonymity purposes, so if you do try to log into the forums and you've never been there, and you try to log in with your email address and the password that you use for the site, you're not going to be able to get in. If you've never been on the forums before, just go ahead and register right here. It'll put you through the system. You'll just have to wait to get clearance from us, and you will be good to go. So again, when accessing the forums, it is a different login than using the regular site. Next up in our top menu is our help section, support center, frequently asked questions, guides, contact us. You can create a support ticket here and also view any open or closed support tickets that you have. I'm going to move over to the end now because I want to hold off on the trophy icon for right now. This button all the way on the right is just your profile. Okay, change your password here, see how long you've been a member for. You can see your subscription plans, also your order history, and your support tickets as well. Right here is our alert or notification center. We really like this new feature that we installed because it allows us to communicate right away to our subscribers if there's any new features, if there's any issues we're experiencing, without having to wait and release a mass email. So it's broken up into 3 areas. We have just general system alerts, known bugs or issues, and a new feature. Whenever there's a new feature installed, we'll try to release a notification so that you're immediately aware of it. You can go ahead and view the details, and a pop-up screen will be here that will give you the rundown of the new feature. Finally, our trophy menu. This is the FantasyGuru dropdown. Again, I will release a separate video on how to navigate through FantasyGuru and use it to your advantage, but just understand and just know that this trophy icon is the FantasyGuru dropdown. Access your leagues, franchises, and scoring systems here if you need to sync something up or make any edits. You can also import your league or scoring system here. And if you want to start from scratch and create a league, you can do that from here as well. Again, the trophy icon in the top menu is the FantasyGuru dropdown. If we move down here to our main navigation bar, starting from the left, we have the articles dropdown. This past offseason, we did create a number of new categories such as yards created, NFL draft, free agency / transactions, but for now we're reverting back to the old categories. That's what people are familiar with. That's where people know where to go. Down here, if you click on all, you'll be able to view all categories sorted by date and time, and you'll also be able to filter through it by author or by title. You can search through it and it'll come up. Here's the all categories page. If we go over to news and reports, in news and reports, you can filter by general news specifically relating to injury, and any transaction news as well. Also here, we're going to be implementing our automated injury reports, practice reports, and weather reports. It's just going to take in information from elsewhere, from other sites, just going to pull them in here. You can also view backfield breakdown from here. This article is formerly known as RB handcuffs. Most of you are probably used to seeing that term, so just be aware that RB handcuffs is now the backfield breakdown. Also in news and reports, our Sunday game day page, which is for inactives, our Guru practice reports, our inside the box scores, and our waiver wire, easy access to some of the key features in here. We'll also be putting out a video on how to navigate through our inside the box scores and just some other statistical pages as well. But this will pull in stats as soon as a game is finished, so this will be ripe with information every Monday and then every Tuesday once the Monday night game is filled. So check in here for inside the box scores. It's more information than we've ever had for inside the box scores. Moving over to projections and statistics. In projections, weekly projections, season projections, and keeper dynasty rankings. One thing I want to point out is when we designed this site, for pages geared more towards stats or leaderboards, we've eliminated all extraneous detail around it. We know you're clicking on projections to only see the projections, so we've eliminated some of the toolbars, we've eliminated some of the regular content that you would see on the bottom or the sides of the homepage. This is to help load time so that all we have to worry about when pulling up this page is loading the projections. But still, you have access to the main toolbar, you have access to My Guru, and you have access to the scoring system dropdown. What's great about this scoring system dropdown is from here, and again, it's from any page. If I go back to the home page, it's still there. If I click on an article, it's still going to be there. You can easily toggle between scoring systems without having to leave where you currently are. So, for instance, if I am looking at the waiver wire article, and in the waiver wire article, we've implemented a feature where whenever you see a yellow highlight on a player, it means that player is available on your specific scoring, in your specific league that you have selected. You'll see all yellow highlights right now because I'm not in a My Guru league. I'm just in the site default scoring system. But if I wanted to go into a My Guru league, something that I've imported, you're going to get this loading screen. It's not going to take you off the page at all. It's going to bring you right back to the waiver wire article. And you'll notice right here, this indicates that Ben Watson, Jermaine Kearse, Rashard Higgins, Will Fuller, they're all actually available on my league. All I would have to do is just go over to the MFL league and I'd be able to pick them up. So remember, this dropdown is available everywhere you go on the site. It will never leave the general toolbar. Elsewhere in projections and statistics are leaderboards, everything stat related. We are still experiencing some technical issues when it comes to a few things like points allowed, strength of schedule, and matchup history. So we're working on that. But all your regular stat pages that you're used to seeing will be found in the projections and statistics dropdown. Also over here in the statistics section, eventually we will be releasing what we're calling Stat Guru. Stat Guru is just this massive undertaking of bringing in more statistical data than we ever have in the history of Fantasy Guru. Things like fantasy points per snap, fantasy points per target, fantasy points per touch, different player pairing functions, player compare functions, burn rates, looking at cornerbacks versus wide receivers. Our query builder is going to be great because it's going to allow you to narrow down search parameters based on what you're looking for. For instance, the general projections or the general leaderboards will give you some great functions, some great stats, over the past few weeks. But if you wanted to view quarterbacks with 70% completion percentage or better who have thrown for at least 10 touchdowns over the last 6 games, you'll be able to put all those search parameters in and it'll generate a list. This is, like I said, a massive undertaking and we're working on this little by little. We'll probably be releasing a few items over the course of the season until everything is finished, but this is where you would find all these extra and advanced stats. Go back to the home page. Interactive content here. A lot of preseason stuff, downloads, cheat sheets, draft analyzer, but you can also access our chats, our polls, and our podcasts from here as well. Remember, in season, every Tuesday, Tom Brawley and Paul Kelly with Down to the Wire. Every Thursday, John Hansen and Greg Cosell with the Matchup podcast. And every Friday, Joe Dolan and Graham Barfield with a more topic-centered podcast as well. And in the NFL dropdown, schedule, depth charts, players. Easy enough. If we move down to the featured section, we tried to add a few things that we thought were featured as well, feature worthy, but not necessarily going on our main carousel. So you're probably used to seeing the main feature ticker like you saw on the old site, but we've also added an area for more secondary features. So right now we have the Matchup podcast here. Our general navigation guide is right here as well. Just easy access to items that we're deeming very important, but say maybe aren't an article. Also in the featured section, easy access to the projections, weekly projections, season projections, keeper dynasty rankings. Another thing that we really wanted to focus on is making some of the key features and some of the main pages people visit accessible through a number of different places. So if you're looking for projections, you can access it from the projections and statistics dropdown. You can access it from down here, right below the features, and you can also access them from the What's Hot. Which brings me down to the bottom of the site. Pretty self-explanatory. Recent articles are going to be all the recent articles. Don't mind all these new, the new tags. This is just a dummy account, so everything is going to be showing up as new right now. What's Hot is basically anything that we deem maybe helpful for that week's preparation. Ideally, by the end of the week, you're going to have everything you need under What's Hot. You'll be able to have the Matchup podcast, the chat with Tom Brawley, where we can put in our weekly fantasy previews, our projections, sort of like a one-stop shop for weekend preparation. You want to log in on a Friday and just want to find all the important stuff real quick, it'll be under What's Hot. And then our top headlines are over here. Now the top headlines, instead of taking you off a page, you click on one, it'll give you the brief rundown of the story, related players, and the team it's associated with. And then down here, finally, we have our Twitter feed and our poll. Twitter feed, easy access, especially if you don't have Twitter. And we do encourage everyone to sign up for Twitter. Even if you don't want to use it, it's a great way to stay in touch with us. We answer as many lineup questions as we can, announcements on Twitter as well. But if you don't feel like joining Twitter, you can always look here as well. And again, also at the bottom, you can view all articles. So that's the layout of the new site. Hopefully this helped you navigate even some of the more simpler items, and hopefully you have a better feel for where you can look for things so you don't have to spend a few minutes every time searching for an item or an article that you're used to seeing on the old site. Again, I'll be putting out more specific videos geared towards the projections, statistics, my guru, and more. Thanks everyone for watching, and hopefully you enjoy the new FantasyGuru.com.